in the Monstercast. Tell me where to feel and where to eat some ass. Is it freaky outside? Is it freaky? Yeah. Welcome
yeah.
Welcome back to the Monstercast.
Welcome back to the Monstercast, where we...
Welcome to the Monstercast.
If you guys couldn't tell, today I'm running the intro because we're swapping roles today. For what's
Yeah, I wouldn't know why.
For what's eventually to come. Yes, let's roll.
Alright.
Child. Anyway, so
let's talk about the first update. Where
What
we get
island
the
are we doing today?
Where we get the glorious sponge solo.
Celestial Island.
Wait.
Whipple and Castle are playing, huh?
What island are we doing today, Hollow?
Celestial Island. What's your opinion on Glacier?
Glacier is cold, and it is like, you know what else? You know what's like cold? Cold Island. Let's talk about it.
All right, well, guys, what's your opinion on Cold Island first update?
We get it, Leon! Sponge on a solo! We're talking about the first update.
All right.
I actually didn't even listen to the first.
God damn it.
I mean, I can imagine it in my head, and like, I played MSM Steam. Cold Island Update 1 is gourd.
Cold Island. Gourd.
It's gourd.
He's gourd. He's gourd.
It's one of those cases where it's like, you could just tell there was a lot of shit to come in the future.
I mean, yeah, they had like seasonals and ethereals planned. Like, yeah, obviously there's going to be more stuff in the future.
They got the don.
Bruh.
Oh yeah, that too. Can't forget that.
Alright, well, I honestly don't have a lot to say about the first update.
I almost didn't know what you were talking about, Leon, for a second, but I'm glad I picked it up.
Bruh. Alright, well then.
We do gotta get this out of the way, though. Easily the most hype part about Cold Island Update 1 is the freaking outro, which is just Sponge and Quibble.
Castle.
No, the castle didn't play. It was just Sponge and the Quibble.
Actually, that's where you're wrong, because it was Sponge, Quibble, Deej, and Mammoth.
No, it wasn't. That was changed when the Wordos were added.
Nah.
No, I'm right. If you listen to Cold Island videos pre-Wordos, it was just Sponge and Quibble in the outro.
No.
No. You joined when Dawn of Fire released. You should know this.
Well, I was still there before the Wordos.
Yeah, so you know what Cold Island sounds like pre-Wordos.
And it was and Mammoth and Deej played there.
Mammoth and Deej did not used to play there.
I swear they were.
They did not.
Alright, well, if after this, if I find out they did, I'm gonna rub it in your face.
Well, you won't be rubbing shit in my face. Because I'm right.
Okay, I see how it is. It is on.
Sorry. You want to bet on this, bro? You want to freaking bet on this, bro?
Absolutely. Put your bets in,
right.
ladies and gentlemen.
If I'm right, you go hard. And if I'm wrong, what's my punishment?
If you go wrong...
You shut the fuck up, High Score.
Yes, what Leon said.
Yeah, true. If I'm wrong, I shut my bitch ass up. But if I'm right, Hollow goes
You
hard.
shut your bitch ass up for a whole week.
Alright, you know what? Fair. I'm an introvert anyway, so that's just heaven for me.
Actually, no. You shut your bitch ass up unless I tell you to say something. And then you do my every will that I tell you to do.
I have to say what you...
Yes.
You command what I say.
Are we talking about Cold Island or you guys' weird kinks?
Oh, shut up!
What if you assume we aren't kinky already? Anyways.
Okay. Now, okay. Now back to it. Okay, so Cold Island first update, yeah, whatever. Okay, one thing that I've noticed as we've been doing Monstercast is that
we kind of have a lot of good islands.
No, shut up.
Because our opinions cancel each other out.
No, shut up. What I've noticed about doing Monstercast is one recurring thing that I always see is that sour notes, when we talk about sour notes, it's always dependent on just your preference on the sour note. It is like never consistent how we feel about sour notes. Like, for example, like when we did Fire Oasis, me and Era were like, oh yeah, we're cool with Shirobo's sour notes. But then Leon and Drew were like, oh no, we hate them. And then when we were talking about Cloud Island, I was like, oh yeah, fuck Reedling sour notes. They're terrible. And then Drew was like, oh no, it's fine. So that's what I noticed is that sour notes are just always
Got a
up to preference.
yapologist over here.
They're just always up to your personal preferences and whether or not you can tolerate or even like the sour notes. And I'm bringing this up because it's gonna make Cold Island in particular a bitch to get through. Because this island's whole thing is
This
that it
entire
loves
island
sour
from
notes.
it-
There were so many
Yeah.
monsters with sour notes on this island. And one more thing about Cold Island that's also like gonna play big into this discussion is like how we just like rank islands in general. Because like while we're doing Monstercast, we're really looking at four main things, really three. The first thing is we're looking at an island, how good an island is melodically, harmonically, rhythmically, and the structure of an island. Like for example, the best island that we rated so far has been Seasonal Shanty, and on that island we said that it's the strongest island we've said that is melodically because it has like some of the best melodies we've talked about so far. It's really amazing rhythmically because those melodies have great rhythms and the percussion line is pretty decent. We said it was great harmonically because those melodies actually like work together really well and like harmonize with each other beautifully and it has a solid structure. So that's why like because it hits all four of those checks, we said that island's like easily one of the best. And then like for example, like the only island we've said has been bad so far has been Sanctum, and with that island, like I think it mostly failed melodically because enchantling, huh? And then I think after that, maybe rhythmically a little bit too. But like you get what I'm saying. It's like those four main factors are like what decides if an island is good. So then so with Cold Island in particular, it's like a weird trade off because like Cold Island definitely is like it definitely like favors harmonically over everything else because this island doesn't really have too many melodies
but its harmony is just all sour notes.
yeah, and one more thing about it is that not only does it trade melody for harmony but also it trades the harmonies and the sour notes and shit over the rhythm. And I feel like that's a big reason why this island is so controversial to talk about is because like one big thing I noticed in the community is that and just people who listen to music in general is that nowadays I see that people just tend to favor rhythm over rhythm over everything else. So yeah. So that's just gonna make this island interesting to talk about. And as we know, and
or that some people just don't like the idea of a sour note.
Yeah, and as we know, Cold Island. I'm just gonna be real with you guys on this one. Cold Island is like one of the least rhythmically interesting songs in the whole game, but it's like one of the most harmonically rich songs in the whole game. So this one's gonna be interesting. And
yeah, because Cold Island's entire rhythm's just dun 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 dun.
The weekend is stinky.
all right, so that's important to keep in mind as we go through Cold Island in particular. But with that being said, we gotta get started. And right off the bat, we're talking about sour notes. What guys? What's your opinion on Dandy Do on Cold Island?
My girlfriend.
Dandy Do with sour notes?
Yeah, it literally opens the song with a sour note.
Talked about it before. I can't hear the sour note.
It's like literally okay. It's crazy
like literally
though.
The first. It's like
I think the reason I don't hear it is because I don't know what it's supposed to sound like.
And basically, it goes like doody doo doody doo, and that first note is sour, and then when it goes again with like the doody doo, that note is actually like consonant. So like that one's fine.
Andrew kind of does it in an interesting way.
And we'll talk about that. But again, just like with any other sour note, it's gonna come down to preference and whether or not we like it, tolerate it, or just absolutely despise it. So what do we think about the sour note?
I don't even care.
Yeah, I did not.
I like it.
Like, if people can get behind it, that's fine. If people dislike it, alright, sure. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't even register as a sour note to me, so, like, I don't have an opinion on it.
If there's one thing I can say about Amber, fuck.
Yes, my favorite Cold Island, Amber Island.
Alright, if there's one thing I can say about Cold Island Dandy Doo, it's the Amber Bowhead before Amber Bowhead. Look, no, hear me out. It was Dandy Doo's debut island. It only played twice in the beginning verse, and they have two of the same elements.
No, Arrow's not wrong. He's kind of cooking with that one.
Yes.
And then what? Is Cloud Island Danny Do the Psychic Island Bowhead?
What?
Please tell me you're not this dumb. Look, Liam, Cloud Dandy Doo plays in the freaking Tusky verse. Psychic Bowhead plays the whole song.
Oh yeah, true.
By that logic, it would be Water Dandy Doo, and we know how much you love that one, bro.
You are.
Oh yeah, Water Dandy Doo. Okay, let's just not talk about water for now.
My opinion on Cold Island Danadoo is that I honestly don't mind the sour notes. I'm gonna be real, and I definitely think that if you remove Danadoo from the song, sour nut or not, you don't have an intro anymore. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, true. Like Dandy Doo is the cold intro is iconic solely because of Dandy Doo.
Absolutely. Like, this is a fan favorite monster.
Yeah. Leon can attest to that.
I don't want to know what Leon can attest to that for whatever reason. Leon, keep things to yourself. Okay. Anyways, so I think Danadoo's a solid monster. Okay. I think we should talk about the other bird that plays in the intro, Pango.
Yo, let's go.
Yo,
from Magical Thunder.
Because Pango plays the same rhythm, it's not too interesting for me. I guess the rolls does make it a little bit more.
Wait, Tweedle or Pango?
Pango, you idiot!
Pango. What, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Pango is literally just a da.
It's the guy.
I will say, Pango as a monster is like perfect, but like in a lot of his, I mean, we praised the shit out of him, but I'm worried it's kind of downhill from here because like it's just underwhelming.
We could have tested that with Air Island Pango.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
It's because here Pango plays the same rhythm. On Air Island, they're interesting, so I take that back.
Here's my thing with Pango is that the older Pangos, including this one, are not as good as the newer ones. And as we've seen,
I think that's a better way to put it.
I think as we've seen with Fire Oasis and Cloud Island, Pango has the potential to be absolutely peak. But this is Cold Island, and on Cold Island, he's not.
Yeah, because he literally plays the bass rhythm of Cold Island.
I will say though,
he's just there.
I mean, he's not the most interesting thing, but like I will also say that the song does get worse for me without him because he does add some like nice flourish to the verses he plays in, so I'll give him that.
I just don't even. It doesn't get better or worse with him in the song, in my opinion.
It's just he's there. He's like a nice little compliment to the main dish, and he doesn't like. He's not like anything interesting to talk about, but he doesn't make me vomit, so that's all I can really ask for from him on this.
Yeah.
I feel like this
him as a monster, but there's not a lot to say about him on this island.
I mean, I love you, Pango, but on this island, you're kind of mid.
This is a load of barnacles.
This is a load of barnacles.
Okay, wait. So we talked about Pango, we talked about Danadoo, and Danadoo and Pango are in Thumpies.
Yo, Thumpies actually go hard in this verse.
Yo, guys, did you guys hear about that new game that came out? It was called My Singing Monsters Thumpies. Go buy the game.
Oh wow, this is a
go buy the game, or Yuckles will come get you. Oh shit, he's outside your door.
Yuckles. Yo, guys, we got Yuckles out here in the voice chat. Hello, Yuckles.
True. Yuckles is coming for you.
God.
Okay, but on God, like, even though the Thumpies are just the melody, I think it's because they bring it out more that I really enjoy it. Like, I think it's just the timpani being a really awesome instrument, but I really like Thumpies on Cold Island.
I feel like
I don't mind that they only play the intro.
This is one of the more notable thumpies, but it only plays in the intro, and it only plays the exact same melody.
Okay, but listen though. Like when I was doing my remixes, and still am, but it's slow progress. But anyways, when I was doing my Cold Island remix that I scrapped now because it was kind of ass, but still, I was playing around with thumpies, and one thing I've noticed about thumpies is that this thing actually, I'm gonna be real, doesn't sound very good in any verse other than the intro, because like it becomes very distracting in other verses. So I really like it just in the intro.
Also because it has a different melody. It's just
it's different. It's different notes than other verses, so it really only works in the intro. And not only that, but I also think that even yes, it is doing the same thing as like the other bajillion monsters, but also like it's a very important monster in setting up the vibe of Cold Island.
Exactly.
Just setting up the atmosphere of it.
It just really makes the intro vibe. Thumpies and Dandidoo really make the intro of Cold Island.
Literally, the one thing that saves Thumpies on Cold Island is actually the timbre. Like, it's actually loud and noticeable and kind of sets up the tone.
Yeah.
It's the exact same, and it's, like, boring. And then melodically, it's kind of just the castle again, and then at the placements, it's just the intro. But, like...
We're gonna see a lot of monsters that are like the castle.
Like I said, this island trades a lot of melody and rhythm for the harmonics and shit. Or the harmonies and shit. And Thumpies is one of those monsters is pretty much the same thing as everything else, but you know what? It does its job. And I can't say that I'm not mad at it.
It's the same thing as the castle, but it actually sets up the intro.
Yeah, and you know what else sets up the intro?
Yes.
No, not yet. We gotta talk about one more bird. Let's talk about Quibble.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, Quibble.
Now this is the true psychic bowhead of Cold Island.
Yeah.
Bruh.
No, I don't remember Bowhead mimicking the castle.
I mean, as I'm playing the whole song, dipshit.
And what do you mean?
Oh,
wait,
yeah, that's right. I get it. Okay.
Wait, Bowhead does mimic the castle though.
Quibble is really good on the side. Again, same melody as always, but like it's a piano and like everything sounds good on a piano.
Yeah, I remember.
Do It with Thumpies is really good. You can't go wrong. Quibble also iconic on Cold Island.
I remember back in the day when I first got Quibble on Cold Island and I placed it and I heard its sound, I was like, oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't say it, but like I was blown away by the sound. It really made quite the difference in the song.
I think it's a great introduction to Quibble.
Oh, absolutely. Because like it's great, but it's not even like the peak of Quibble, but it's a really good impression.
It's and then the next island after that would be like you get Air Island Quibble, and that shit's peak. But anyways, so like it's a good way to like, it's like an appetizer for the future Quibbles. But like, it's
oh yeah, and let's not forget the other thing that has an eye.
Wait. Before we do that, I would just like to point out one thing with Quibble. Is that other than being the main air filler of the song, I think is actually an interesting air filler in that like it switches the notes and it has great harmonies and duets all around, especially with Bogart and shit. So like I just really like the track. I think it's a good track overall.
I would agree. Again, you just can't go wrong with Quibble. You can't go wrong.
Anyways, now we can talk about Colossi, I guess.
Yeah, we got the
Colossi. Oh yeah, the Colossi also goes hard. Like the Colossi are very ambient, but like because there's just a lot of stuff going on in the first verse, it doesn't like overcrowd anything. Cause like it's very like windy and stuff. So it's just like it really adds to the atmosphere. And then it goes away, but the song just keeps going. But it's like, yeah, that's what it is. It's like you're suddenly, the song just starts very abruptly and suddenly. Like you're just thrusted. It's like that scene in Monsters Inc. when Waterloo shoves Mike and Sully through the door. They're just thrusted into this winter wasteland. And it's like desolate and stuff. And
Waterloo gets canceled.
But then like you get accustomed there, and then it's like good.
Please
My
never say that
computer
word
is
again.
tweaking right now.
We might be disgusted by a certain thing yellow in either the Wasteland or Cold Island.
I don't know what other yellow things are there.
Are there any more yellow monsters on this? Oh.
No.
Okay, we're not talking about that yet. Let's talk about Tweedle.
No, we're going to the next verse. It's time, fellas. The TikTok verse. You all know it's
Yeah, what about dip, 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 dip?
Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. But we need to talk about Tweedle first. We need to talk about Tweedle first before we can talk about the other shit.
It's like the most alright Tweedles ever.
What do you mean? I actually love this Tweedle.
I do too. I used to not like Tweedle, but like revisiting MSM, like I really can appreciate Tweedle as a monster.
Like it definitely does its job. It's definitely a distinct melody.
It's iconic.
You are kind.
Tweedle actually, honestly, always has really good melodies.
You know what's the thing about Tweedle? Is that I've always, like, Tweedle's always got great melodies, but they always, for some goddamn reason, give it multiple voices, and those voices either are very hit or miss, but on this island, I will admit they're hit. I do like it a lot.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's like the middle part between, like, Air Island being obnoxious and Water Island being pretty.
Well, on this this island's like really solid.
And then we got the main white man himself, Mamorti. He hit the bum bottom.
Going out to Mammoth Island.
I definitely haven't heard that melody before.
The bum bottom.
Yeah. The Thumpies was providing more bass than Mammoth is providing the vocal bass. And guess what? He's the castle again. But that's like every Mammoth, so we don't really care.
Yes.
He hit the bum bottom.
Welcome back to the bum bottom. Okay, so is there anything to actually say about Mammoth on this island, or?
I like the vocal performance. That's all I got.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with Mammoth.
Does Mammoth have a second voice on Cold Island?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
I don't think so, but
it kind of sounds layered. I don't know.
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
After we're done here, I'll double check and make sure that it does or doesn't.
It does sound
good.
Yeah, I got nothing to say.
We got dipsters.
Okay, dipsters are like a big thing for me on this island because they have 2 tracks, and we'll see that I have a much different opinion on the second track than I do the first track. But but we're talking about the first track right now, and I think it's very annoying. I don't like it. It's definitely a track that didn't need to exist.
It's like the most it's like very on and off.
I just like the song without it better.
For myself, I realize it's not very bad, and honestly, I'd argue it's like even like appropriate for like a cold theme song like Cold Island. I think the problem is that it's dipsters.
Yeah, that is literally the problem.
Honestly,
like,
I don't know if I agree, cause like, I mean, I just feel like I'd rather have the song without it entirely so I can focus on the other instrumentals more, but I don't know. Like, as it is now,
I like how the dipsters sound kind of bleak in the intro if it's not for the fact that it's dipsters.
I don't know, man. I just don't like this track. I find it annoying. But they do have a second track, and it'll be a different story when we get to that second track.
Personally, for me, I feel like the dipsters fill out some sort of empty hole in that verse because it goes like...
Get it, hole?
Shut.
You are not funny. But as I was saying,
yeah, that was a fake laugh. You don't deserve a laugh.
It was like dun 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 dun, and now it's kind of like dun 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 dun.
You know, I guess props for Dipsters for breaking the rhythm.
Yeah, it adds some sort of variation to the second part of that melody, which I think is really interesting.
That's fair, but I don't know.
I mean,
I
hey,
prefer the song without
if
them.
we're gonna talk about things that break the rhythm, at least it's not.
I don't want to talk about
Woolbox.
Okay, here's my beef with Woolbox. It's shit, and it's the only thing I actually don't like on this island. Anyways, moving on.
Here's my unbeef with Woolbox. It's not shit, and I love it.
No.
Bro, it's literally not designed for the song, and it's literally just Air Island Woolbox, but lower.
Okay, but like the Woolboxes are really cool on this island because they all play off each other, and like it's just weird hearing the song without common Woolbox.
No, cause like if I remove it, the song that gets immensely better. Cause like you have.
Yeah, but then it sounds weird because you have the other Woolboxes and it just doesn't sound as right.
If you want a heavy percussion, you should listen. You should have Epic Woolbox. If you want a very
Leon, I'm poor and I can't afford Epic Woolbox.
Hot, what a loser! Everyone send the emoji in chat.
Stop!
If you want a very rhythmically interesting percussion, you should have Deej.
You know what it is about Woolbox? It's like all the damn effects that they add onto it, the rhythm, so then you can't even hear the rhythm. And that's what always kills Woolbox.
Oh yeah, and somehow it plays in the Tweedleverse.
Yeah, and it's horrible there. And then it plays later and it's also terrible there. I mean, it's not...
Bro,
it's not that bad, but it's still bad. Like, it's not a deal breaker, but like, at least the song doesn't get destroyed by it. That's all I'll say.
Woolbox plays soon.
The Woolbox isn't as bad as people say it is.
Like, on this island, it's not that bad, but it's still bad.
Like, I feel like Woolbox in the Tweedleverse kind of lessens the impact of Deej.
That's total... Honestly, I agree with that, TBH. Without Woolbox, you can listen to Deej more.
Alright, fair.
And you know what? The last one we need to talk about is look at the stars in the big black ink. Tell me where to feel.
Are we prepared for this? Are we prepared for this?
This is like the big controversial one.
Magpie is split to like 3 parts of controversy: the rap part, the dissonance, and then
it's not a
rap. Is it cold outside? Is it cold?
What do you mean, bro? What rap part? It's actually the TikTok part. This damn it doesn't really pair well with Tweedle. That's yeah.
I feel like
I don't care about it.
It's atonal. It doesn't even have a melody.
It's like I don't care about this one. Like I don't care about this first track.
The only monster that track pairs well with is Woolbox, and you know how bad Woolbox is.
I honestly don't have beef with this track. I think it's fun. The only, I guess, thing I dislike about it is that I don't like when, like, Magpie tries to do accents. Like, I don't like the way she says out. Is it cold out? Like, bro, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna slap you. Just say it properly.
Bro, why are you
that's how she sounds. That's how she said, is it cold outside? Is it cold out? That's how she sounds, and it makes me want to rip my ears out. I don't know why it bothers me so much.
Magpie ASMR.
And it's not even like it's out of her control, because the voice actress, Maggie Park, literally gave her the accent. And it's like, bro, I don't know why it peeves me that much.
I literally don't care about this track. It's nothing to me. Like,
honestly,
it's like how you feel about Bosco's and Cloud Island. Doesn't insult me, but it doesn't bring me joy.
We all have that same opinion, so we get it.
Yeah, it doesn't insult me, but it doesn't bring me joy. It just kind of there.
All right, are we done?
All right, so is that everything in?
Started.
Is that everything in the very first part? We can talk about Bogart later.
Get to the sauce?
Okay, let's start with Sponge then. Now that we're in the next verse, because it's important to start with Sponge.
Oh wait, no, this is not the Sponge solo verse.
Bruh. Alright, what's your opinion on Sponge on Cold Island, you guys?
It's a good Sponge. I like the Sponge.
Bro, remember?
I like how high quality it is, actually. Because, like, we're some fans with a lot of fan islands, and, like, I hear, like, fan-made sponges, and it doesn't sound like it's a part of the song. Like I guess there's like background noise. It's like it just sounds like it's playing on top of everything. It just kind of doesn't work. But,
are you not referring to my Team Air video?
I know, Leon. You actually did a very good fan-made sponge. Like other sponges, it's like it just doesn't work. But like because they're like a studio and they can afford like high quality like sound programs and stuff, like it sounds like a natural part of the song.
I think what really set Sponge for me is like it was this weird ass remix they did one year with during the Festival of Yay, and it was like this Festival of Yay remix, and I think they had Sponge as like trumpets and shit, and it sounded so good as trumpets.
Damn,
I think I know what you're talking about.
Sponge really could have just been. Sponge could have been Flugel.
God, imagine Flugel on this Fire Expansion 2.0, Flugel on Cold Island.
Flugel makes the island peaker.
Flugel, more like cool goal.
That was really good, Leon. You should be proud of yourself for that.
That was admittedly a good one.
You know, compared to some of the other stuff Leon has said, I think that probably isn't a false statement.
Okay, yeah, Sponge. Okay, I think what really makes Sponge though is like it's awesome duets. Like it's like the main melody of the verse, but like it just works with everything else that's going on in that verse so well.
I mean, just whistling in general can make anything better.
But like, there's so much like because this is the part of the song where it starts to feel frantic, and like Sponge, I feel like Sponge really holds everything together. TBH. Like it's really good.
Sponge is like the calm guy in like the very hectic friend group.
Yeah, true. He's just there to have a good time.
Yeah, Sponge is a really good monster.
Yeah.
At least here.
Yeah.
This is one of his better Sponges.
Especially when Sponge had a solo.
Oh my god.
And then he's mentioned this like about like 5, I don't know how many times now, and we haven't even gotten to the verse yet.
Okay.
All right. Let's save the Sponge solo gushing for the actual Sponge solo verse.
Ooh. Yes. Okay. Okay. Now it's time to talk about seasonal tracks again. Okay, Yule time.
I love when Yule only plays in literally one verse.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think this is that good of a seasonal track, to be honest. It doesn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, it's pretty underwhelming.
It really just.
I mean, actually, no. I do like it. I just wish it did more. Like ho 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 ho, ho 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 ho. Like I vibe with that. It's just it literally only plays for like an extremely short part of the song.
I'm gonna be real. There's a similar problem with the Ethereal for the island too.
Okay, but we'll get to that in a minute. I feel like Yule is really held back.
Honestly, that is something I would like to talk about.
Yule is like, if it played more, it'd definitely be a little bit better, but like it still wouldn't save it from mediocrity.
If Yule played in the Sponge solo, maybe.
I can see why you'd say it's mediocre. I mean, yeah, now that I remember it, like, yeah, I really vibe with Yule. It just plays so little.
It doesn't really have much of an impact, and like,
that too. Like, it's not impactful, and it would be impactful if it just had a larger role.
As a seasonal track, like, it's definitely trying to expand on Sponge and Grumpire, and it's okay at doing that. Doesn't really bring either one of them out that much. Just like fills in a little bit of air. Yeah, Yule isn't that good on this island, to be honest.
Yeah, that just makes me upset, man, because, like, it's a seasonal, and on top of that, like
seasonals don't usually have the biggest tracks. Like, Spirit on Fire Oasis only plays in the intro, but Spirit on Fire Oasis is, like, such an impactful monster.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, with what really makes a good seasonal track.
Seasonals, they're, like, designed with gameplay in mind, so it's, like, they make the song, like, they make it so, like, it's worth getting, but also so, like, you don't miss out if you miss out on it, and they lean too heavily into, if you miss out, oh, it's not a big deal.
At least with Fuel, because, like, one thing I've noticed about seasonals is that they always have such a, it's like they have a lasting impact. Like, Spirit on Oasis is a perfect example, because, like, it really sets you up for the rest of the song perfectly. Or, like, Punkleton on Plant Island, same thing. Or even, or like, even Smoochel on Air Island, and Hula and fucking Blavid and shit, but like Yule on this island, like it comes in during the dead middle of the song, doesn't really do a whole lot, fills in a little bit of air, has like a nice little sleigh bell, and just kind of does its thing and promptly leaves. And like it's not very memorable.
It's not even a bad track.
It's
just
not bad.
isn't...
It's just underwhelming. It doesn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah.
And especially for like the Christmas season.
What about the argument? Like, does it need to?
It doesn't need to, but like it should be more like if it doesn't need to be like the best thing ever, but it also should be more than just an like it's an average air filler. If I'm being honest, like it's just average air filling. More stuff that comes in during that verse, and that if you remove from the song, let's be honest, nothing really important would be lost. Cause like, if I'm being honest, like there's other monsters that do what Yule does, but way better.
All right. Well, example.
Rare Woolbox.
Yo, you're not wrong.
Yeah, Rare Woolbox. Rare Woolbox is really interesting, and I think Cold might be the best Rare Woolbox.
I don't know. I think Earth is pretty fire too, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I won't lie. This is so good.
This is the best Rare Woolbox tie with a certain other island. We will get to that island soon.
Oh god.
Rare Woolbox.
Very soon.
Rare Woolbox on Cold Island. It's just the perfect monster for it because it plays the same chords, but it breaks the rhythm so much that it's actually noticeable.
I think
it's not like Woolbox.
It's weird.
It's such an improvement from Plant.
It breaks the rhythm and it actually kind of goes ham.
I think like this is so cool because like it's such an improvement from Plant Island. Because Plant, like what I've said about Yule is how I feel about Plant Island Rare Woolbox, but like here on Cold Island, it really adds a lot to the song.
Yes.
I think part of it is
it's just so interesting and fun.
I think Leah nailed it.
Sounds like a garbled mesh, but like it's a garbled mesh with rhythm.
Yeah, I think Leah nailed the explanation perfectly. Like it really gives it adds rhythm to the song, and that's really important because this, as I said, this song doesn't really have much rhythmic interest.
It's like a different rhythm, and like the change of pace is welcome for a song like Cold Island.
Yeah, like. It's like
I like the glitching effects of Rare Woolbox 2 on that island.
I like the part where it goes dun 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 dun. Yeah, that part. Yeah.
It's just solid. It's a solid track.
Like the animations are also awesome for it as well. We don't really talk about those, but I thought it was worth bringing up.
Yep.
It's solid. It's really good. It's one of Rare Woolbox's better offerings.
Very good.
Not a lot of flaws, if any at all.
Alright, let's talk about Grumpire now while we're at it.
Yo, shout out to Grumpire and Yule for being like super nothing for whatever reason.
Grumpire is the worst ethereal by a landslide. Like it's not even close to any of the others.
Yeah, like it doesn't. Like, I guess if it's the vibe of Cold Island, but
at least Ethereal
it just feels worthless.
Yeah, even
like,
in Ethereal Island,
it's not even fun. Like bum shit. Like it's not like Night Bear where it's like depressing but fun. It's just like depressing but like unenthusiastic in a bad way.
It's like if I am depressed and I don't even joke about it.
Yeah, just like unironic, like unpassionate, like bum shika la shika, bum shika la. Like it's just, it's not fun.
Bum shika la shika.
I really agree with the argument that Grumpire feels
doesn't do a lot, and that's to its detriment, honestly.
I feel like I really agree with the argument of that Grumpire just doesn't like it feels awkward in the verse because you have Sponge and Rare Woolbox and all these other like very high energy monsters, and like I'm fine with like a monster like not really fitting in, but like it should at least still like meld into the song well. But like Grumpire just like kind of sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Like
at least as a monster, Grumpire is really cool. Like it has an awesome design.
It has a cool design, but like it sounds.
Like, we should at least give it credit where it's due.
I don't know. Like even design wise, I don't know.
Ethereals really did fall off during the transition from Gas to Grumpire.
What do you mean, bruh?
Well, that's where you're wrong because Rebro came out before Grumpire.
True.
I mean,
Okay.
that is true.
It's like,
you know, Rebro is solid though.
I don't know if it's
Yeah,
just
bro,
the
he's
voice.
fucking Rebro and he's awesome.
I don't know if it's just the voice of Grumpire that's the main problem. Cause like I can't really put a finger on it, but just something about it just always seems off.
I think it's just like it's weird. Grumpire is an interesting monster to talk about. Like it feels like it's not put on. It feels like it's meant for something that it's not, and it doesn't get to be on it. Like if there was an island that like was made with like Grumpire in mind, then like Grumpire would pop off, and like Cold Island could have been that, but the problem is like, what is it? It's like again because like Cold Island has kind of like that sad, depressing theme, but I guess it's like, I guess the problem is like it's not a very enjoyable performance.
Oh wait, no, I think I figured out. Like it's very it's very like heavy and like depressing theme, like you said, but like what like it's very fast paced as well. And what you've noticed is that Grumpire is very slow paced.
So if you put Grumpire on,
I guess that's what it is. It's just the least interesting thing on the island, and that's to a detriment.
Like it's slow paced, and it has a very jarring vocal performance, and that just makes it stick out a lot.
It's not even jarring. It's just that underwhelming.
I think it's jarring alongside Sponge and shit. Like I definitely like Yule better than it. I'll say that much.
Oh yeah, Yule is easily the better of the two. But Yule plays less.
Right, Yule only plays for half of the verse.
Would it be weird? Would it be cool? What if Yule played for the first half and Grumpire played for the second half, as if it's Grumpire playing the whole thing?
I don't know, just anything for those two monsters to play more.
That sounds interesting, but I don't know. Okay,
I think I know what I was gonna say. It's like they're not using Grumpire to its fullest potential. They're underutilizing it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of underutilization, I'm almost like certain that you guys didn't know this monster played in this verse. Kongle!
What?
Wow! Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kongle.
Oh yeah, it's the monster that goes dun 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 dun. Totally original rhythm here, guys.
Yeah, Kongle's kind of like, I like Kongle, but then it's like, what's going on here?
Literally, like Pango added Flourish, but like Kongle, it gets so overshadowed by Deej. It doesn't have time to shine like Pango does.
It almost feels like Kongle was designed almost like gameplay, because like Deej is the quad, and quads are like harder to breed. So if you have Kongle, then it's like, oh well, you're not missing out on percussion.
I don't know, but like it also went to Air Island, and on Air Island it's actually pretty good.
And also
because they actually utilized Kongle there.
I don't know why Kongle just kind of like, I feel like Kongle especially could have popped off since Noggin isn't here. But like I don't know.
You don't really hear bongos and like cold themed songs. I don't know.
It's not a bongo. It's a conga drum.
I'm sorry.
God, Drew, get it together.
I'm sorry. I'm in shambles.
The boyfriends are fighting again.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, Kongle's literally just bump, ba-da-dum, bump, ba-da-dum, bump.
Yeah, there's just not a lot that we can say.
It's like the most nothing monster on Cold. It really is just, it's the rhythm again.
Yes.
It's the rhythm again, but on the conga drum.
The rhythm.
Now you guys wanna hear Kongle, but a better Epic Warbox take the stage, baby.
What? The fact that this is true.
Wait.
Epic Warbox, what would you like to say for our audience?
Wait, before we talk about Epic Warbox, can we talk about Dipsters before Epic Warbox, please?
Oh, now you want to talk about Dipsters?
Yes.
Be right. All right. Epic Roblox will be right back.
Okay, I have to mention this right now about the dipsters, but
Okay.
I said I didn't like the second track. I still stand by that. I think it's annoying, and the song shouldn't. The song is better without it. But the second track, I don't know what it is, but I low key kind of love these dipsters. Like da 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 da. Like it's so catchy.
Saying, like silly high pitched voices, it
like
weirdly sounds kind of depressing.
I don't know about that, but like I don't know, man. It's just like it's like the melody they were giving was so good, like the da 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 da, like it just flows into itself so well, and for me personally, it doesn't overshadow anything else, and it's just like I I just really love the track. I'm a bit like, believe it or not, I think this is a good dipster track. Whoa,
wow,
crazy!
You don't get that very often.
You ain't gonna hear that from me very often.
Yeah. Let's like we talk about another island with dipsters. Hollow is probably gonna be like, it's dipsters.
I don't know. Like, there's just something about the melody in this case that just works for me so well.
It's a good melody, all things considered. Like, I can get behind it. It's not my favorite thing ever. Like, when I listen to Cold Island, I'm not like, yo, dipsters. But, like, it is good.
It's
like I can get behind them as well.
It's like I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like dipstering. That sounded wrong. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. I just think it's a good track. I can't put a finger on why, but I just really vibe with it.
That's understandable. Now, Epic Roblox, would you like to come back in? Wait, should we talk about Deej?
Deej or Epic Roblox? Let's talk about Deej first and then Epic Roblox.
Yeah. Deej, the boss of the island. And when you put him on the island, he does what he does on the island, which is hit them beats. He goes boom, 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 boom.
Arrow just had a seizure.
Yeah, this is a perfect. This is a one-to-one recreation of Deej.
Take me to a hospital.
The fuck?
Damn.
Bro, that's just Wobox.
He deej too hard.
That never say that again.
He deej so hard he became Wobox.
I'm alive again.
I'm alive.
Okay, here's my opinion on our Deej. Is that it's basic. It's kind of like the T-Rox of this island, like Plant Island T-Rox, because like Plant Island T-Rox was just Noggin's rhythm, but more. And then Deej on this island is Congo's rhythm, but more. So like.
And then Congo's rhythm's literally like everyone else's rhythm too.
It is, but like I mean, it's Deej. Like you need it. It's literally the main percussionist of the island. Like you need it.
Yeah, Hall. It's almost like you need monsters that literally play percussion.
Yeah, but like Congo doesn't do anything, but like Deej actually does something. It is like pretty much the entire rhythmic interest of the song, besides Epic Roblox. So like it's a very it's a very important monster for that reason. Like if you take Deej out of this song, like Cold Island goes from like solid to like
you're right. Deej is extremely important to Cold Island.
Absolutely. If you remove it, like the song gets like honestly like without Deej, this song might honestly be one of the worst of the whole game. Like Deej is just that important.
I mean, yeah, like when you're building Cold Island, it just isn't it until you get Deej.
Exactly. Like Deej brings in
like,
the energy.
It's surprising. It's like lifeless, but in a bad way.
It's like Water Island before you get Shelby. Like there's nothing to really hook you in.
And even like Deej's percussion, it doesn't like ruin the theme either. Like it's not like upbeat percussion. It's just like percussion that helps. That doesn't take away from the theme.
It's got like I feel like it's got like an icy twang to it, like the effect or like the little shits they added to it, like. I don't know, like
it's like you go to an arcade and like you go to the ice hockey game. That's what you hear.
That's a very good explanation, Liam. This isn't sarcasm. That's actually a pretty good explanation.
Damn, Liam popping off today.
Liam's having a good day today. All right, now.
Okay, now. Okay, now that we're talking about Deej, we can transition into the next verse by talking about Epic Roblox.
Epic Roblox, would you like to come back on in? What would you like to say for our audience?
It's peak. Okay, I'm gonna be so real with you guys. This is my favorite Epic Will Box. I don't know if it's the best one, but it's definitely my favorite.
I can get behind it. It was
honestly
when it came out, everyone loved it.
Okay, yeah, honestly, it might be the best Epic Will Box.
We just y'all wait till we get to another island. That's not the island I am ready for so hard right now. Anyways,
what Water Island?
No, he's talking about Earth.
Just you wait. Dang it, hold on, why'd you have to spoiler it?
Because I'm...
Oh yeah, Earth Epic Will Box.
I just gotta let everyone know that you're an Earth Epic Will Box simp.
Yeah, Arrow can't hide it any longer.
Yeah, alright, yeah, but anyways, Epic Will Box is great on this island. It does what it does, and it's very, very good. It does the percussion. And as we said, it's like Congo, but better.
Is very gourd.
Honestly.
And then in his second track, he does his thing where he turns into a freaking car alarm, car horn, whatever. Whatever.
It's a car starting.
Honestly, I'm just gonna say here. Actually, no. I'm positive this is the best one because like it adds. It's like actually maybe not because Earth and okay, never mind. Actually, I'm not sure anymore. But like okay,
bro,
anyways.
make up your mind.
Okay, listen. I was thinking about I was gonna say like, oh yeah, Epic Will Box is the on Cold is like the best one because it's like really bringing out Furcorn's melody and it adds the most and it has like a strong duet. But like also like Water and Earth also do the same thing, but whatever. Well, mostly Water, but like.
Mostly Water.
I think what really makes this is the duet between Furcorn and Epic Will Box. Like, let's be honest, Potbelly and Octopus just don't really cut it. Like, they're good air fillers, but they're not really good duet monsters. So, like, Furcorn definitely needed something to duet with, and Epic Will Box was the one.
Like Bogart.
Did we really forget to talk about Bogart?
No, I've just been saving it for this verse because this would like one big moment for
yeah, Bogart in that verse is just done.
Bogart's good throughout the whole song.
Yeah, Bogart just plays a lot, and he does not get old because because unlike him on Play Island, where he was an original and he was the only instrumental, there's more instrumentals on this island, so we can take a back seat.
I mean, even then, when it plays in the Furcorn verse, it's like the main instrumental on that verse.
Mm-hmm.
It's the main one, and you could definitely tell.
Like, it's so interesting too. Like, dun 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 duets perfectly with Furcorn. Great melody, good background.
Bogart definitely has its own separate rhythm from the rest of the song.
Yeah, it like adds rhythmic interest too. It has that going for it too.
That's what I like about it. I like when a song, like sounds that sound completely different, like can go together.
I just realized we forgot to talk about Ma and ToeJammer.
Fuck! Those are like really peak on this island.
Oh yeah, true.
We need to talk about them.
Okay, let's talk. Oh, and we forgot to talk about Talker too.
Shorter than like Yule and like Vampire and shit. But like honestly, their duet is goated, and I will die on this hill.
Dun, dun.
Like it's because they know what they're doing with them.
ToeJammer is actually such
and they sound good.
ToeJammer is actually such a simply effective monster.
Bro, I agree with Drew completely. I think this call and response is better than both Yule and Grumpire combined, if I'm being real. And these guys
objectively better.
And like,
because like it sounds like they actually had a plan, as opposed to like Yule and Grumpire, which just do their own thing.
It's kind of sad thinking about the seasonal and the ethereal of the island are worse than a single
literally
and the double.
Two easiest monsters to get. Ma is 30 minutes and freaking ToeJammer is like 45.
45 minutes?
Oh crap! No, I meant 45 seconds. Yeah, 45 seconds.
ToeJammer's base freaking time is a whole ass minute.
Okay, but if you have a structure, if you like upgrade it.
Who the hell is upgrading their structure that early?
Leon is omega broing right now.
I agree. Like, it's just I think both monsters are good. I don't have any problems with them, and
yeah,
they're good. And we also forgot to talk about Talker.
We are out of it today.
We are fumbling so hard.
This has gone to shit.
And yes, we want to die now.
Oh my god.
Talker is
yes,
for sure.
We are lonely.
Talker is for sure the better. Alright, can I say something?
Yeah, sure. Talk about Talker, Leon.
Talker is for sure the better of the two Wordles on Cold Island.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Talker has way less problems.
Bro, Talker solos Magpie.
Absolutely. Because, like, what is there to complain about here?
I think what really makes it is the vocal performance. Like, come on, it's
Absolutely.
so amazing and well done. Like, Dave, honest to God, like, it sounds passionate and I love it.
Dave Kerr saved the Wordos.
I feel like, honestly, yeah, like, Magpie just doesn't cut it on her own. Like, you need Talker.
I think what it is that, you know, again, we say the whole time, Cold Island, it's got this theme of, like, desolate, sad, unemotional stuff. Well, maybe not unemotional, but it's like, there's a difference between, like, being passionately sad and being, like, unenthusiastically sad. And it's that lack of enthusiasm and effort that monsters like Grumpire and Magpie have that make them sound like bad. But then like again, like monsters that we talked about earlier, like Talker, Toe Jammer, Maw, like also fit that theme while being awesome.
I like how Toe Jammer and Talker are both Dave Kerr monsters.
Yeah, anything voiced by Dave Kerr is guaranteed to be good.
Real.
Yeah, like the Dipsters.
I mean, they're actually good on this island, kind of.
You didn't make it.
I mean, at least one track of the Dipsters are good on this island.
Yeah, true.
Honestly though, like, not only is it a good performance, but like, how it's put into the song, like, it played, like, legit does a better job of building off of Sponge than the seasonal on the island does. That's crazy.
Oh my god. Wow, we are really roasting Yule today.
Listen, Yule does not have a great track record, I'm gonna be real. Like, it's got two Peak Island, like, it's on two Peak Islands, and it's also on Golden Cold Island.
Oh yeah, continent, because continent exists.
Continent is continent, and that's my continent plug of the day.
Yes, you can tell he is excited when we do Continent Monstercast.
That's not gonna be till like the dead ass last one.
Oh, is he crying?
No, shut up.
Alright, let's move on.
Alright, is this actually every single monster in this verse? Yes, okay, we gotta talk about Furcorn before we talk about anything else now.
Thank God. We might be doing so bad right now. Are you okay?
Who, me?
No, Leon.
Who just coughed?
That was Leon.
That was Leon.
Damn.
Who else would it have been?
Okay, anyways, Furcorn peaks on Cold Island, and you know what Furcorn's voiced by.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it peaked on this island. I mean,
I don't even need to say why.
I don't think it peaked. But it's the best natural island Furcorn, I'll give you that.
Does Furcorn also have a sour note?
I believe
Does
so.
it matter?
I think so.
I don't know. This island is filled with them, so like I don't think we even care anymore.
That's what I've been saying all along.
I mean, if we gotta talk about sour notes, we gotta talk. it's best to talk about Magpie now.
We'll talk about.
Oh no, it's too early for that.
No, we're not talking about Magpie before. We haven't explained Furcorn too well, so let's get into that.
Bro was ready to move on to Magpie before we're even talking about Furcorn.
Liam being ahead as usual. What a surprise!
We don't.
Yeah, let's talk about the Dave Kerr monster.
Okay, Furcorn. I think the melody is really good, but what really sets it is that vocal performance. Cause like, my god golly gee, is that vocal performance amazing?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Like, first of all, you can't have the song without Furcorn because like the main melody of that verse. First of all, and second of all, it is literally what like this song has a occurring theme of like it's sounding very dead inside, but like Furcorn kinda is too, but also like it's one of the more alive melodies and shit on the island.
It's honestly really weird to describe Cold Island's theme because it's like when you listen to it, you know what it's going for, but it's really hard to describe.
I think Kish said it best. It's like lonely Christmas vibes or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Lonely Christmas. Yeah, that is actually the perfect way of describing it.
You get to a Christmas party too late.
It's like, or maybe like the harshness of winter is another good way to describe it. Like unforgiving.
I mean, hey, either way, that doesn't like Furcorn. It feels like it fits in perfectly, but also is an outlier as well.
Yeah.
It's like this is a weird track, honestly, like to talk about, cause like it's it just like there's a part of it like just doesn't feel like it fits, but unlike Grumpire, like it actually like also does fit. It's weird.
Yeah.
I can't describe it.
Again, it's just because it's interesting and fun to sing. Like,
is it the last
as opposed to just bomb shakala shakala bomb shakala? Like it's just.
But you know what?
They utilize again. That's what it is. They're putting the monsters. They're utilizing their potential, and they're going all out.
But you know what monster is kind of like bomb shakala.
Well, before we said that, Drew, you say that about Furcorn, but also like the Furcorn before this is also like the most unique Furcorn because Plant Island Furcorn.
I wasn't implying that other Furcorns are bad.
No, but like I can't say that it's like full utilization because I mean it kind of is, but like it's also like the first traditional Furcorn because like Plant Island Furcorn is completely different from this one.
Yeah.
All right, but okay, can I give a segue?
Oh yeah, we can segue.
Yeah, so you know what is kind of more so similar to bomb shakala.
What, Leon?
Chew it.
Leave it to the tree to bring up the tree.
That's not a bad octopus.
Honestly, yeah, Leon has a point. Octopus is
so monotone in this island.
Shoot it, do. Like,
I guess
again, it is. You have a point, Leon. It is similar to Grumpire, where it's like. It's just not it.
I guess
it's not bad, but like it's just not very interesting.
To give Octopus credit, it does have the more interesting rhythm than Grumpire. Only by somewhat of a margin.
Yeah, true. It has the edge over Ethereal, which is not a good thing.
Bro, we're roasting all the hard monsters to get.
Yeah. It's like they remembered, oh shit, these monsters that are really difficult to get need to like be worth that effort to get them. But yeah, like Octopus and Potbelly are just not it for me. I can't say I like them.
Bro, Potbelly's literally plant Potbelly.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, Potbelly's definitely my least favorite.
When I think of Cold Island, when I think of Cold Island nostalgic sounds, I think of Mammoth's second track, Toad Jammer, and Potbelly. They're like very nostalgic to me.
I literally don't have opinion on either Potbelly or Octopus. I literally don't have anything to say. Like literally don't have a thing.
Octopus, like I don't know what it is, but I don't like cold Potbelly.
You You know how okay, I'll do a comparison. You know how some people say that like Air Island Noggin reuses the Plant Island track and it's just nothing? Yeah. Have that, but it's like the same melody from Plant Island and you put it on Cold Island. That's
you know what? I do think it is cool that they were able to reuse that. I guess I just don't. I guess I think what it is. I don't think Potbelly's like voice works for it. Like I don't like the accent that I was like burn out. Like I don't like that. I don't like that it talks like this. Like I think if it tried to not do that voice, it would sound a bit better.
Bro, Potbelly's literally Squidward.
You guys know in the soundtrack version it goes like bow, bow, bow.
Yes, why did they do that? That was so weird.
Yeah, they should have used the soundtrack Potbelly.
Actually, I think they actually varied between the two. It did the original, and they just went.
I don't even like it.
Don't forget, guys. Don't forget.
Okay, I need to give credit to that. Ba also goes hard. I will give that credit. There is merit as this is like probably my least favorite track. But like, actually, no, it's not my least favorite track.
And then we can't forget
I can give merit to that. It does some good things.
We can't forget the that is Laugh Octopus. Octopus. Yeah.
Bro, Octopus and Potbelly really could have been so much better.
This is like completely escaped me. So like, yeah, we might have gotten cheated.
I think the soundtrack was made afterwards. So like,
the soundtrack came out right before Starhinge came out.
That goes hard.
Shut up.
They actually could have gotten Peak.
Yeah, I have nothing to add on because I literally don't have anything to say about Eat a Monster.
Alright, Hollow, what do you have something to say about?
Talker!
Alright, we're talking about Talker again. Let's go.
Okay.
Yo,
nobody likes me. Everyone wants to kill me.
What do you mean? We all like Talker Cold Island track, right?
Yeah, I think you're talking about Lee and Fairy Island podcast.
Talking Peaks. This is such a good track. I don't care what anyone says.
No.
And objectively, it should be like terrible because Talker goes like so like off of everything, like likes me, everyone's afraid of me. It's because I am weird. Like it sounds like it's intentionally trying to be bad, but it works so well.
It's like what I've been saying, like it's Cold Island's biggest strengths is the way it works with dissonance that no other island does.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is intentionally trying to sound the way it is, so it sounds good.
We're talking about Cold Island, silly.
What? Okay.
Yeah, bro, we're talking about why this track is awesome.
That's like this is the only island where something this dissonant and this clashing could actually work.
You know what else is dissonant and clashing and also kind of
I'm not done. What I like about this track is that it makes you feel for like Talker as well. Like he's singing this and like you just feel bad for him. Like, oh no, it's okay, bro. We like you.
Unlike another monster.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Listen, the argument that MacP clashes with itself makes it terrible is completely undone by the fact that Bogart on Plant Island also clashes with itself, and I don't hear anyone complaining about that.
I don't think
also undoes that. It's that in the full song, you don't even hear it clashing with itself.
I'm pretty sure.
So
Bogart
people who say that are just biased against Magpie. I vibe with this track, honestly. I don't think it's terrible. I think it's probably the best of her. It's the track I have the least problems with, actually. So yeah, it's my favorite of her tracks.
It's the best Magpie track, but like its competition is literally the rap and the "Is it cold outside?"
Yeah, true. The competition is like nothing, pales in comparison.
It's like it's not saying a lot that it's the best one.
Like, and even listening to it. Even when you are listening to it in a vacuum, like I actually really like the dissonant voices. Like it's creepy, which is fitting because like she's a freaking monster. Of course, she's gonna be creepy. So it's just cool. Like hearing the deep voice and like that little like high pitched voice deep in there. Like you don't even notice it, but like you're paying attention to it. it's really cool.
You know, maybe Maggie Park is just very good at voicing creepy stuff.
Yeah, bro, she voices freaking like whale and stuff.
Yeah, she like voices whale, wisp, I guess mimic.
Yeah, true. She found her footing. I'm happy for King.
I think out of all
I think what I also appreciated about this track is that if you think that like Talker sounds too awkward, then like Magpie kind of just like levels out the progression and doesn't clash with Talker. Like her track, like it's not even awkward like what you do here. Like it's because I am weird. Like that sounds very natural compared to I am weird. Like it's not abrupt or weird. Like it makes the flow better, and I appreciate that as well.
It's the least flawed Mackie track. It's the only
absolutely.
It's the only Mackie track that actually like tries to work with the dissonance on Cold Island.
Yeah, like it feels like it has the most effort put into it.
You know what's so bad?
What?
Trombone doesn't play in this verse, so I couldn't be like, oh, so, you know what? Actually,
part of me wishes it did, but part of me also knows that would be absolute hell.
Bro, we do not.
Like Strombone, Wordos, Dipsters, Wobox.
Wobox doesn't play here. He doesn't play here.
Epic Wobox, he means.
Yeah, okay then.
Yeah, true.
Okay, that means
Epic
now.
Wobox is honestly an interesting monster in this verse.
He goes like.
Leave it to Arrow for voicing the Wobox.
Yeah, Arrow is our spokesperson for the Epic Wobox today.
Arrow is Epic Wobox, I am Common Wobox, and Arrow is also Rare Wobox.
I love it's like, you know, what do you even call it? Like, I guess it's a vocal melody, even though it's not a vocal.
What the hell even is
I guess the only part I
font?
don't like about it is like I don't like the dun 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 dun, but like everything else that I would.
It's the best part.
It's like foreboding, but in a sad way, weirdly.
Like I like the dun 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 dun. Like everything other than the dun dun dun. I don't know. I don't hate it, but like it's my least favorite part of the track.
The melody of Cold Island Epic Wobox is like it's in a vacuum. It's like it probably is like some kind of like part of the intense part of the movie where it's like everything goes wrong.
It's exactly what I've been saying, like the harsh unforgivingness of winter.
Yeah.
I vibe with it.
What are we gonna talk about next?
Okay, I think that's everything on this one. So,
let's go.
Oh, here we go.
Sponge solo.
Yo, except it's not a Sponge solo anymore, not the way God intended.
Yeah, can we talk about how the Sponge solo is not the Sponge solo anymore?
Like, here's my.
Wait, no, Quibble. Quibble has like a different track, and it's like actually like different.
It's the same track as the second one.
No, because it's dun 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 dun, and then dun 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 dun, and then it's dun 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 dun. Like it has 3 tracks.
Let me check right now.
Yes, we didn't talk about the third Quibble track.
I will literally pull it up right now to see if that's accurate.
Wait, but we didn't talk about the second Quibble track.
Dun 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 dun.
We didn't talk about
like the third track is like actually really interesting because like you don't notice it in the full song, but like it does differentiate and stuff. Like it's like even at the end, like there's it like it does a little like start like dun 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 dun. Like it's really hard to explain, but like it's an intricacy that I really like about it.
Wow, Quibble actually breaking rhythm.
Maybe that wasn't the right term to use, but like I wanted to point it out because I really like that about Quibble.
It does have 3. Drew is right. It does have 3 tracks.
What'd I tell you?
Yeah. Bruh, I'm so dumb.
Bruh.
We know.
You know what else is dumb? The fact that the Sponge duet is no longer the Sponge duet.
I am salty about that. That was like one of my favorite parts of Cold Island.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Just everything abruptly cutting off in just Quibble and Sponge. Like that outro went hard.
Yeah, I like how it's like this insanity, and then it's just like the calm afterwards. Like it's like the wasteland after the apocalypse.
It's like in a horror movie when like there's bloody murder and then it just abruptly cuts to like the dead body.
These are the weirdest analogies for Cold Island I've ever heard.
Big fair, it is Cold Island we're talking about.
Bruh. Okay,
right.
let's get it out of the way now.
Let's get the ball back.
Let's get it out of the way now, guys. We gotta talk about the wordos on this verse.
It is cold outside.
Are we gonna talk about the good one or the worst one ever?
Let's talk about. Let's start with the good one first.
Bro, it's literally called Cold Island. Of course, it's cold outside.
Is it cold outside?
I'm freezing.
All right, let's talk about Talker before we tackle Magpie.
Let's go, my G, the GOAT.
All right, what's your opinion on Talker in this verse?
This is like the biggest example of like doing it right versus doing it wrong. Talker just sounds like so defeated, like sad and empty. Like, is it cold outside? Is it cold outside?
He's saying that
is it cold outside? Is it cold outside? Like there's so much emotion in such an track. It's so hard to explain.
And he's saying that with such a happy face too.
He doesn't. Well, okay, I'm gonna say it. I hate that all of Talker's Cold Island animations are reused from Plant. That was so lazy. Like, none of his animations on Cold Island are new. They are all reused from Plant Island, and it pisses me off.
They had to keep a theme going. God. I mean...
But, like, again, at least he sounds good. Like, again, it sounds like Dave cared about what he was singing about. And, like, it's acting. That's what it is. It's acting.
It's easily Talker's worst track, but... Come on, look at the competition.
Worst? No, worst doesn't always mean bad.
Weakest.
Right.
We say
Bro,
weakest.
you get the sick ass solo, and then the sick ass nobody likes me part, and then we get Is It Cold Outside?
Yeah. I mean, hey, at least he makes it sound good. So, like, even if you think they're like basic ass lyrics, at least the delivery is really good.
Oh boy, that's our segue into Magpie.
Yeah, here's how not to do a good vocal delivery. Fucking what the fuck happened here, bro?
I'm gonna let Drew rant because this is funny.
Literally Magpie is like literally like, were you ever in school and like there's the group of kids that are like extroverted, always talking smack, like coolest in the world, and then you're doing a reading assignment and the teacher calls on them to read, and suddenly all that like swagger and chillness is just gone, and they read the script like a robot. That's what freaking Magpie is. It sounds like they're just reading words.
That literally took me back to my elementary school days, because me and my friend group back then were literally that. We were those kids.
Oh yeah, and I was kind of salty too because I feel like I am very good at acting.
Yeah, like Leon fucking knows. It's like she read the directions for how to do Talker, but like had none of the teaching. Like you got the "Is it cold outside" part down, but like you're not doing what makes it work. Like saying it is different from meaning it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I mean, at least Magic.
Like Talker has like the rhythm, like "Is it cold outside?" and Magpie's like "Is it cold outside?" Like that has no enthusiasm. It doesn't sound good. It's monotone in a bad way.
That's just literally that's pretty much how I felt about Cloud Island Xanadu.
What do you
mean? So I completely understand where you're coming from.
No, I don't hear that at all. I hear some enthusiasm in Cloud Xanadu.
I feel like the thing about I think that maybe the possible thing about Cloud Xanadu,
you know, maybe it's just because she has like a woman voice and like women just sound more alive than men. I don't know.
What the hell?
Like Cloud Island Xanadu is like could maybe be too enthusiastic.
Okay, anyways, we're not talking about that. We already had a whole ass argument on that last time. Anyways, but I do agree that on this verse, Magpie sounds completely dead inside.
Yeah, in a bad way.
It's like Grumpire, where it's like there's just nothing to.
It's like you're reading a script and you're not putting like any emotion in it.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. And like, I think Maggie definitely stepped up her game when she then went on to do
Oh
Water
yeah,
Island.
absolutely. Water Island was a huge improvement from Cold Island. And also there's the other thing where it's like, what was I gonna say? Like the freaking accent that I hate is back. Like, is it cold outside? Is it cold outside? It's specifically like this, like, and she isn't accented like that actually. It's like there was no reason to give Magpie an accent. And they even knew they sounded bad because Magpie sounds completely different on Water Island. The accent isn't even there, and it sounds so much better. So it's like they knew the accent was not it. So what the frick happened?
What the hell happened, buddy? What the hell?
God, I'm angry about talking about. I need something to cleanse my palate.
There's one more monster we gotta talk about.
No, you don't mean. Oh. Oh.
Wait, is that a good awe or a bad awe?
I don't think
It's
I want to
a good
know.
awe because we're finally talking about the.
We're talking about the strong boner verse.
As if Cold Island couldn't get any better, bro.
Oh boy, Strombonin is low key kind of
Who wants
amazing.
to go first? This is huge.
Okay.
Strombonin also has a sour note, by the way.
Everything has a sour note.
Yeah, everything on Cold Island clashes, bro.
Even Furcorn has a sour note.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Strombonin. Oh boy. Strombonin is an interesting one because, like, other than the sour note, like, it is not the most intricate thing of all time, but it really feels like it's intricate. But, like, shut up. I don't know. Like, it's a interesting. Like, it's not that interesting, but like, it also is that interesting. It's weird because like it just has like the right kind of intensity between the two, like the do do and then the actual like loud notes, and that really just makes it like pop in the song and just like really makes it stand out because like you have like the lower, like the quieter, like the do 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 do, and then it kicks up the intensity with like the da 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 da, making sure it's like intensity and then like the low intensity, making it really flow. So that's how
I think what it is that it goes to show that melodies don't always have to be interesting to be impactful. Like you'll listen to some songs and sometimes even just like a single one or two notes can do so much for a song. It isn't like the most interesting thing in the world, but it's extremely effective. And I think that's just because of how much power the trombone as an instrument just has, and also how much it just thematically fits the island. I mean, hell, we freaking voted master for this monster, so we got what we freaking asked for.
It's one of the better monsters on the island by default because it actually has something.
I mean, yeah, like it transitions beautifully into the reprise of the freaking. Oh frick!
Actually, that's a really good point. That's a fantastic point right there.
It pairs beautifully with Furcorn. Like people will say they clash, but it's like, and it's not even like it steals away attention. Like it's just that duo with Furcorn is so good because like they both play like the same long note at the start, and then Furcorn gets Silly Sabbath's.
You cut off.
And does its little boom 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 boom. Like it gets to play and establish its presence while still leaving room for other stuff.
It actually manages to bring out Tucker too.
Yeah.
Like I think what really makes it.
It's the emotion behind like it's such a good appropriate like trombone because like that long like it really does feel like melancholic.
It's what I've been saying. It's like the right intensities at the right time.
And then the freaking build up to when the song loops, like the like that is also such a great part of the track. And like its cutoff makes like, because the song was gonna like hard cut, like it was gonna be an abrupt loop anyway. And I guess Strombonin being intentionally abrupt at the end of its track helps that feel more natural.
Yeah, bro. I remember back in the day when that verse just came into existence randomly. Nobody, I don't think anybody was just, why does this verse exist? Then Strong Bonin pulled up with his strong boner.
Stop. Pause. There's the door. There's the door.
I mean, Arrow's got a point. Strombonin does have to blow in the Strombonin.
Stop.
No, honestly, Strombonin makes that one Wordle verse have a purpose.
And
it's
yeah,
Strombonin verse.
Like, now I actually want to hear that verse.
Yeah, he made it worth it. It's all worth it.
Yeah, perfect outro monster.
Yeah.
He's like reverse Spirit.
Pango, Pango's the place there, and Pango's Pango.
All I just needed to praise Pango.
I just had to get I had to get it out of my chest, y'all. Okay.
Alright, so what's your opinion on the island as a whole?
TikTok.
It's kind of a mixed bag, to be honest. It's got some really good things, some really bad things.
I think it holds up. It's not my go-to, but I enjoy listening to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Cold Island is a very acquired taste. Like, if you love sour notes, you would love Cold Island.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you hate sour notes, you would just not like Cold Island at all.
It's like I said, it's a hard island to talk about because like it favors so much on the dissonance that it kind of forgets to do the.
I guess it's very experimental in that regard.
It is one of the the first island alongside Plant Island, and they like after Cold Island and Plant Island. To me, it feels like modern MSM and like islands after that definitely follow more on Plant Island than Cold Island because like we've never had a song that quite like this ever again. Like it's unique.
Yeah, I mean the closest we can get to Fire Oasis is because like they both have a repetitive rhythm and they're very long.
You like the close like on Cold Island's qualities, like that lack of rhythm, like Monster's doing the same rhythm.
Like
you can
share
that with Fire Oasis, and then like dissonance wouldn't happen again to like I don't know, Bone Island. No, not Psychic. Psychic is a different reason, but like actual like good dissonance wouldn't happen to like Bone Island again. So like
honestly, I feel like Psychic Island is like one of the most experimental songs ever, but we'll get to it.
Thanks for that Psychic Island plug.
You know what, Leanne? You know what? Props to actually having a relevant reason to bring up Psychic Island.
Bro learned from last time.
Well, he did it.
Everyone clap for Leanne. Clap for Leanne. He did it. He did it.
Clap your ass cheeks for Leanne.
I already forgot what he said.
Don't worry about it.
He brought up Psychic Island, but like for an actual good reason, because we're talking about like islands being really experimental.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Here are my final thoughts on Cold Island. So let's out of the 4 things I mentioned earlier, like the melodies, rhythms, harmonies, and structure. Cold Island has a solid structure. It has one of the most interesting like the harmonies in the sound are some of the most interesting in the whole game. But what it makes up for those 2 factors, it lacks in rhythm and melody because it doesn't really have much melody. The melodies it does have are pretty good, Sponge, Furcorn, but there's not a lot to talk about melody and obviously rhythm. Like it's been a whole theme, like there's like almost none of it. So it is a really hard island to rank.
Let me be honest.
It just makes whatever melody there is stand out a lot.
I feel like within the whole grand scheme of things, I feel like Cold Island might actually be the second island that's not good, but it's also not bad either.
Well, I don't want to just say that because I want to say it.
Yeah, there's some stuff I can probably dislike on this time, but again, the only thing I like passionately dislike is like one track of one monster. And it's like I wouldn't even say that ruins the whole island.
It would have been such a boring island if it's not for the dissonance.
I agree with that.
Yeah, true.
I feel like your entire opinion on Cold is whether you like the dissonance or not.
Yeah.
Me personally,
it's just dissonant island.
It's like can you enjoy the dissonance and can you also get behind the lack of interesting rhythms? That's pretty much it. Like that's what it comes down to. And that is a very big argument point for this island.
It seems as though we are all Cold Island fans because we can all get behind it.
I think that the monster that really sets it for me are Epic Warbox and Deej, because those two honestly saved the island for me. If it wasn't for those two, I don't think I would like this island.
Oh yeah, again, we mentioned it earlier, but like DH is a necessary fit for the island, and Epic Wellbox just like pushed the island above and beyond. Absolutely. I mean, so did Strombone, but you know what I mean.
Well, Strombone was for melody reasons.
Yeah.
I think overall, it's a pretty good island. Not gonna get
very good.
I don't think it's gonna get any awards, but like it's a pretty good island.
I think it's good that this island isn't the best offer because again, it's second island, so it just means you can only go up from here.
I think it's honestly mediocre for me, but for someone that likes Dissidents, yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
How would we put this alongside Plant Island? Do we think Cold's better than Plant or not?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah. Like Plant is like so much more of like a traditional song, but then Cold Island is like really creative, but it's so many.
They're both repetitive in very different ways. Plant Island is just verse after verse after verse, but Cold Island is just that same rhythm.
Well, let's think about it. Plant Island, like Cold Island, has the better structure and it has the better harmonies, but Plant Island has the better melodies and the better rhythms.
I think I find myself, I guess personally, I find myself preferring Cold over Plant. No shade to Plant, obviously. I love Plant.
I prefer Cold purely for the reason that the dipsters on Cold are actually good and don't make me want to tear my ears off.
Okay, yeah, that too. I won't deny that the dipsters on Cold are definitely actually. Oh, I don't know actually.
Like the only monster I actively dislike on Cold is Woolbox. Everything else I vibe with.
Yeah, true. I think what it is that I'm more passionate about stuff on Cold than I am on like Plant Island. Like I can get behind Plant Island, but it's just like, yeah, this is cool. But with Cold Island, like we really were able to get into this one and like actually like have some thoughts about it. Like there were interesting things to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Plant wasn't interesting. It's just Cold was more interesting.
I think that gives me the all clear to say that yes, this island is a need good, and that means that now we're on Island 9.
The next island is good.
Next out, and we're doing Amber, but like we're doing the first milestone island. We're gonna do a big island now. Get ready for Gold Island next time. That's gonna be a shit show.
Oh boy!
Oh yeah!
Oh no! Before we go, I need to remind you, buy Thumpies the game. It costs like $5.
High Score's doing the outro. Remember?
Well, I just need to tell them to buy Thumpies. It costs $5, but it's worth it. That game needs more updates, honestly. All right, I'm done.
All right, Drew, run the outro.
I'm a mango plushie.
Okay, I still have that with me, by the way. All right, leave a like and a comment down below if you enjoyed Dick Podcast. I wasn't prepared for this. Why did we decide to reverse roles today? I didn't have anything prepared.
This is exactly why. Where did I leave my popcorn?
So that High Score can get a mango plushie.
I already have one, bitch.
I'm gonna get another mango plushie.
Oh my gosh, you just okay. Goodie bye.
Well, I guess that's our outro.
Wow.
Well, thanks, Leon. You just let the entirety of YouTube know my secrets.
This is why I run the outros, people.
Yeah, this is why we let Arrow run the outros. He can just do it with confidence. He's always prepared for it.
Alright, so I assume that the recording's done, right?
Nope.